Hello, welcome to this week's edition of WCS Sports Connection. I'm your co-host, Jimmy Qualls, and with us as always, the riverboat captain himself, Tate Mathews. Tate, hard to believe, halfway through is over. That's behind us in the rearview mirror. Week 6 of football, but before we get to football, I want to give a shout out to the Ravenwood girls golf team who is participating in this week's TWSAA AAA Golf State Championship. They probably need a riverboat captain hat because it is.
Did they ride up there in their kayak? Isn't that at the Stone River?
It's pouring. It's pouring cats and dogs. Actually, it's down in
Dixon.
No, and if you wouldn't have asked, I could have told you. It's down in Windtree, down in Manchester. So I mean, it's a good piece away. So maybe they're not getting as much run down in the southeast portion of the state. But best of luck
to the Lady Raptors.
Best of luck. Here's an interesting stat for you. All 4 of the qualifying members of the Lady Raptors team, freshmen.
Golly.
Dynasty in the making here. Trent Johnson, a household name, Wilco finalist and winner. Also participating on the individual side, on the boys' side, along with about 5 or 6 other individuals. Best of luck to all the WCS Sports Conference golfers in the AAA State Championship. Like I said, week 6 in the books, Tate. Let's start with Brentwood, Nolensville. Brentwood wins this game 27-17. Is it safe to say that the Nolensville Knights got some respect in this loss?
Yes, I think without a doubt. They already had some respect, but without a doubt, this one really opened some eyes, and it was legit too. You know, it wasn't like they put in some guys late and got some points on the young pups at the end. They had a chance. They were driving for a chance to score a touchdown to tie the game. So, shout out to the Brentwood defense for getting that stop. I think they made it down to the 37, 38-yard line. And then also for Nolensville, I know they're not into moral victories or anything like that. But to be in the game that late with a chance to tie it and go to overtime is unbelievable. And, you know, so many great performances on both sides. But, yes, you can rest assured everybody else in 4A already knew. But when they saw that one come across the ticker, Touchdown Friday or whatever it is you watch, that raised some eyebrows. Great performance. And I saw Coach Crawford's quote in the paper, and I thought he was right. You know, these guys they got a lot of veterans on their team. It's still such a new school, you kind of lose, you know, sight of it. But, you know, a lot of these kids have been playing for 3 years.
Well, something that sounds like a broken record is the quarterback for the Brentwood Bruins, Cade Granzow. Granzow, 433 yards total on offense for the Bruins. Granzow accounted for 314 of those, 15 of 20 completions. It's pretty efficient for the Bruin quarterback, sophomore, by the way.
Sophomore, no doubt. Also,
you know, this guy is bringing this poise and this moxie into this game. Week 7, his efficiency rating keeps climbing, keeps going up. Turnovers keep going down, yardage keeps racking up, touchdowns, you know, everything that he's bringing to the table. As you can see in this play of the week, Granzow to McKechnie, one of the 6 targets that the Bruin has out of a possible 7. Watch this.
So 2nd down, 7 from the 35. Granzow finds his man. Look out. Plenty of daylight. And we're gone. Touchdown, Bruins, to Carter McKechnie, number 25. They'll take it 65 yards to the house. Carter McKechnie, the senior running back.
Well, that was a great route run by McKechnie and even a better pass by Granzow. Good play action. And Granzow able to stay with himself in the pocket and finding his receiver, threading the needle. Perfect slant route by number 25. And no DBs there to help for the Knights defense. So the Bruins strike back.
Explain to the people at home. We see a little misdirection, quick pass.
You used to watch Monday Night Football. You like Gruden, right?
Right.
RPO, man. That's an RPO. Nailed it. Carter McKechnie put it really the only place where it could go, right? And had he been a little bit off, that thing could have been knocked down or maybe even intercepted. And then Carter McKechnie that's the deal when you're when you leave the middle of the field open like that. He caught it. There was nobody there. He's fast, as he just showed. 4 receptions, 115 yards. But, yeah, Granzow, man, he read it right, threw it right, and he's a sophomore. He's a guy who can beat you with both his arm and his feet, and that's what Coach Crawford and Coach Finch have been saying since the beginning of the year. The kid's got all the tools. He just needs experience, and we're seeing it every week getting better and better. So, and a great route and catch and run by Carter McKechnie.
Granzel threw to 7 different Bruins, 6 made catches. Senior wide receiver Carter McKechnie, who you just saw, 4 receptions, 115 yards. You know what people don't understand, I think underestimate is the speed and athleticism of McKechnie.
Right.
Speedy Chase Bishop finished with 3 catches, 56 yards. Carson Dreyer, here's that name popping up again, 1 reception for 60 yards. Could it be the fact that Avery Williams, Chase Bishop, McKechnie are getting all the targets, or all the, you know, everybody's looking at that and kind of focusing their defense, and there's Dreyer sitting out there and boom, getting those big-time pickups.
Yeah. I mean, you have to account for all those people you talked about. And then in the running game, Jordan Nicholas, he had another strong game, 88 rushing yards and a touchdown. So we mentioned Granzel can beat you with feet. It keeps everybody honest, and they feel like when you've got one-on-one matchups, that's what they can do, and they've done that. You know, so I can't. We talked about it. I'm glad it happened that way. I wanted them to lose that Cane Ridge game because
I think it opens it up.
I think it
opens
does.
their minds up a little bit.
Dang right.
Opens their eyes, rather.
Well, you know, sometimes you just need that, and you learn some things about yourself. And then you can't lose sight of Tabor Miller, field goal, kicker, punter, 37-yard field goal, 26-yard field goal. He hasn't been playing football that long. Really good soccer player, and what a weapon he is. Obviously with the field goal kicking part of it, but he's also a heck of a weapon on kickoffs, punting. He had another really good game.
Even though I don't think that the Bruins scored a defensive touchdown this week, but that would be 2 of the last 3 games that the defense has scored a touchdown for the Brentwood Bruins. Tank Starr and company going into this week, looking at the Independence game. Boy, it's going to be an interesting matchup. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Like we said, Brentwood was a winner over Nolensville 27-17. Franklin 24, Hendersonville 7. I think this shocked all the pundits. I think it shocked everybody in the Mid-State. They thought that Hendersonville and the wing T offense and their supersized and the trenched, their offensive line guys were going to come in here and just steamroll the Rebels. But the Rebels and Dr. Defense, happy birthday, by the way, came in and had a different idea.
Oh, without a doubt. This is not a game. I thought that if Franklin had a chance, it was going to be a tight ball game. I didn't see this 24-7. And the most impressive thing about the whole thing is they held. Now, this is an offense that was 4-1. Hendersonville's offense or team coming in this game was 4-1. This was an offense that was averaging 41 points per game in 6A football in their 4 wins. They held them to 105 total yards of offense, 5 of them being passing. I mean, this was a defensive performance led by Chapman Baird, 5.5 tackles and a tackle for a loss. But what a great win. You know, I would think that at least in the last 2-3 years, this has got to be as impressive of a win as Coach Donnie Webb's team has had. This was a good win.
Well, we talked about Granzel. What's the common theme here? Matt Gacka.
Yep.
Athlete, running back, receiver, pretty much everything right now for the Franklin Rebels. 135 yards on 29 attempts of rushing. Gacka is carried the load pretty much all year for the Rebels. Joshua Nichols had a solid night, 8 of 13 for 203 yards, 2 touchdowns for the quarterback. Top target was Brock Halthus, 2 receptions, 85 yards, 1 touchdown. Chancellor Bright had a catch for 62 yards. Reed Kemp.
He had a touchdown.
Reed Kemp, starting point guard for Coach Darren Joins and the Rebels come basketball season in November. Now, you look at Chancellor Bright, 4 receptions, 39 yards for Kemp. Chancellor Bright, 62 yards. You think that he's getting the best defense every single night shading his way?
You would have to think so, yeah. I mean, if they've watched any tape, he is. But now, kind of the same thing with Brentwood and what we're talking about with Ravenwood. And, you know, so many of these teams, there's so many good wide receivers in this conference, you know. But go back to Joshua Nichols, the most impressive thing, the most important thing was 2 touchdowns but 0 turnovers, 0 interceptions. And when they do that, you know, when they've struggled on offense there's been turnovers, not just interceptions but fumbles, 0 turnovers. And isn't that funny how that works? You play really good defense and you don't turn the ball over on offense.
Efficiency is the key.
Yeah.
You look back at Granzow and them. I was talking earlier. I failed to mention 135 yards of penalties for the Bruins. You think that'll be addressed this week?
It already has, yes.
And you think it'll be cleaned up this week?
I would think so.
Absolutely. You know, you can't take that in. So you look at the penalty yardage, you look at the efficiency rating of the quarterback, and lack of turnovers for the Rebels. Simple ingredients for winning, right?
Yeah, I mean, play good, balanced offense. That's what they want. You know, I know you mentioned Gacka. He had 135 yards and a touchdown. They get Gacka over 100. They get Nichols around 200 passing yards and 0 turnovers.
Oh, man.
That's the recipe.
Anything can happen.
That's right.
And defense.
And you go back and you look at this team. They're 3-3 now, but my gosh.
They have fought every game. And this is what I love about this Rebel team. A lot of people fail to mention we get caught up in the minutia of what's your record, what's your rankings, how many catches you got, how many yards have you racked up behind the ball, running the ball. But you know what? This team has not given up all year. They have fought their way back to 500. They beat a team that nobody thought they could beat.
That's right.
That is, you know, arguably one of the top 20 teams in the mid-state 6A football level. This team has got a chance to get themselves in the playoffs, and if they do, they're going to make some noise. And because you look back at that Ravenwood-Brentwood match, both those games were decided by less than a touchdown.
Yeah, they've lost to Brentwood and Ravenwood by a combined 7 points.
As much as their loss to Independence was a shocker, I think this kind of negated it. The only problem is that game meant more because of the fact of the regional implications. But Dr. Defense is back. Got a little early birthday present, and I know his birthday for this week, the present he would like to have nicely with a bow is that sticker to go right on the side of that helmet for the Battle of Franklin.
I think you're right, and that's going to be a fun game. I can't wait because talk about polar opposites now. I mean, that's going to be a fun game.
Well, speaking of the other half of that rivalry, Centennial 37, Riverdale 34. Matt Kreisky comes away with the Kreisky Bowl bragging rights. What do we know about this game? Broken record. Here it comes.
Yeah, broken record, but 37, 34. Johnny Crouch.
Big time.
Big time. Kicks a 19-yarder. I don't know. 19-yard field goal, I believe, is 5 seconds left on the clock. Right. Yeah, time expires. And I can tell you this. We talked about it on Saturday. Everybody enjoys the Kreisky Bowl but 2 people. Both of them are glad it's over. I can assure you, you'll never see it again. I hope you enjoyed it. But they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it again. Unless it becomes a region game somehow, if ever they were at those kind of places.
Wilco Showdown.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, that'd be good. They're going to want you to put them on other end. But so Johnny Crouch, another game-winning field goal. Now remember, he's a big part of their offense at the wide receiver position too. But Jario Wilson, 245 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns, 22 carries. Oh, and remember, he might be the best DB in the state. He just can't play DB because he runs the ball and is so important on offense. But, you know, I don't like using best. We're not going to use best. I just don't know how you can, 6 games in, I don't know how anybody can have any better of a resume for Mr. Football than Jario Wilson.
Well, the Austin Peay Governor commit, I believe the Governors could have used him this weekend.
Oh,
they got
Captain Positivity would love to have had
by UT Martin. What was up with that? Ranked number 21 in mid-major polls, go in, lay an egg against UT Martin. You can't do that, right?
I wouldn't think so, no.
But
Jario can't get there fast enough. But
yeah,
something tells me they'll probably fix that. But.
Well,
but again, I mean, think about it. He does it every single week. And then, if that's not scary enough, Desmond Smith, transfer, just got eligible last week, 91-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, explosive.
So you look at this. We've got this batch. We're whipping it up, Tate.
Hold on 1 second. I can't believe I forgot this.
You're still my thunder.
Freshman. No, I want you to stay there. Freshman quarterback, Cannon Plowman. Okay, go ahead.
First off, it's Plowman. But
Plowman.
Yes. He's coming into the game. Very efficient. I was going to mention that. 14 to 22 passing. Joey Gustafson, 3 receptions, 77 yards. Ashari Hainsworth, 4 catches, 26 yards. We're whipping up a batch of awesomeness right here. We've got new players, new looks going on for the Centennial Cougars. You've got a huge brand new win, that most people didn't see coming on the Franklin side. Here's the recipe. Winner gets to go on.
Gosh.
Losers cleaning out their locker rooms, potentially cleaning out their locker rooms late October. Battle of Franklin. We're going to be at Franklin. Only the second time in history that WCS Game Day will be at Franklin. First time ever for the Battle of Franklin. Sports marketing event class going to be helping us out a little bit over there. A lot of things going to be planned. What do we have in store for this game?
I'm excited because I think that Coach Joins and others, Dr. Bauer, I think she's going to be involved in this. We sent the challenge out over Twitter over the weekend and sent out, proof's in the pudding. All you have to do is look at the picture of the stands.
Record crowd
at RAVENWOOD.
The bar has been set. The bar has been set.
The bar's been set. Now, I don't know. You got to fill the whole stand? I don't know.
I've seen a few things come across Twitter. The only nationally recognized student section out of the Franklin Rebellion. But I'm just telling you right now, Rebellion, I'm just telling you, the bar's been set, and your name's not on that plaque currently.
Right. And that was 1 hour before the game.
Oh, easily. Easily 1 hour before the game. And not only that, the BHS student section, whom we have to shout out, was also had their section filled at the same time.
That's right.
Hour and 15 minutes before, actually. But that's neither here nor there because this Friday.
I'm excited.
This Friday, they could rewrite the record books. They could put that out there beside that plaque of the. Matter of fact, they've had a lot of people, Stephanie Dykes being one at Ravenwood, want us to get a new category for the Wilcos, best student section.
I think you should.
Right now, the winner of that is
Raptors.
Raptor Nation. The Rebellion's going to be
Not
there.
that the others aren't good.
It's going to be a great environment. There's no doubt in my mind. Everybody knows what's at stake. The Rebellion, the Rebels have been.
I hope Coach Webb is fired up as he was when he talked to us last year.
He might need a blood pressure tablet before he gets up there. That dude shook the stage last year.
We're going to get a new set.
We're going to put a sticker right there on the side of that helmet. Matter of fact, Mr. Producer, we're going to have to show a clip of that right now just to see that reaction. But you know what's going to be funny? One of his that's been under his tutelage a long time that played for him is going to get the flip side of the script on this. Himself, Mr. Kreisky, the winner of the Kreisky Bowl, will have an opportunity to step up in a hostile environment on that stage. I'm pretty certain there'll be some situation for him. I can't wait to see him under pressure and see how he handles that deal. Because they will give him a nice welcoming there at the Rebellion.
Well, if the crowd is as big as they say it's going to be, yes, it'll be a nice time for Coach K.
We'll talk about that in a moment. Page 31 Summit. This was an absolute shocker for me. I was at this game, Tate, thinking that this was the Region 5 5A championship game, Tate. And words can't explain it. I don't know what happened. Several things. To me, I believe Paige is extremely underrated by me. I can't say you've been singing her praises. Coach Rathbone done a wonderful job all year long. I just didn't see that quality win yet. Well, I say that.
No, yeah.
You beat who's on your schedule, right? You go into the Ravenwood game, knew it was an uphill battle. So Patriot fans, please don't take this the wrong way. Just didn't think that this game was going to go this way. I really, really deep down, as you know, Mr. Producer told me earlier that I took it on the chin this week as well as the pundits line, that I really thought that Summit was going to win this game. I really thought that the Summit team is in a good spot until this game and last week. Now they've lost 2 in a row. Destin Wade, the quarterback, they just could not even get anything going. They get it to 14-7 right before half, and what happens, Tate? We kick it off. One thing I think we undervalue the value of a kicker to be able to get this thing into the end zone and not have anybody return it. You kick it to the 10-yard line. You kick it to the 10, 15, 20-yard line, and kick it especially to this player, the most dangerous player on the field. And what does he do? He takes it to the house. 21-7 at the half. Coaches walking off. I heard one of the assistant coaches from Page, look and tell somebody over on the sideline this one's over. And he was right. That thing was over from the moment that he crossed the touchdown line and scored that touchdown, which for him, coming from Summit in the past and transferring over, I'm sure was something he really enjoyed. But just there was no fight. I can't explain it to it. George Odemegwu in that wing tee offense pretty much struggled all night long. Obviously, Page did a remarkable job of getting ready for that offense, which is not easy to do, and just they wanted to win it, and they won it.
Yeah, I think Page is really good. It's funny, you have to let the season unplay, but you know, 3 weeks ago they beat Nolensville 3 points, and you're wondering, golly, what's wrong with Page? Nothing's wrong with Page. Nolensville's really good.
Which is obvious by this week with Brentwood. I don't think we knew that at that time.
That's right. Yeah. So now we're 6 weeks in. A lot of things make more sense. But Cade Walker came back, and again, you can't.
That dude's a player.
He's a player, and you can't. Again, I don't want to lose sight of what a great job Trey Fonts has done running the offense. Why he was out.
Could Cade Walker be top 3 quarterback in the WCS Sports Conference right now?
Yeah. I mean, you know.
I mean, you have to put Granzow in there.
Well, I don't know that anybody's stats are any better.
And you have to put
Garcia
up there with Ravenwood. I think he's in the conversation. This guy is a player.
Well, he had 181 yards and 3 touchdowns. Again, most important thing, 0 interceptions. And then Michael Burdick came out and had, 5 receptions, 90 of them for 90 yards. 1 was a touchdown. He had the 85-yard touchdown return off the kickoff, and he also had 10 tackles on defense. So much for 2 platooning. This guy can play every snap. And, again, I think what does this mean? I think Page is really good. And I'm so happy for Coach Rathbone.
Really good. And I will not undervalue them or underestimate them the remainder of this season. They are in the driver's seat in Region 5-5A. They can still have some business to handle. I think they'll handle that business. I'm going to go ahead and give this for the first tombstone of the week. We'll go to the remainder of the Region 5A schedule for Coach Rathbone and Page, because the Patriots rolled to the championship this year. Like you said, I couldn't be happy for them and the job that they've done this year. You mentioned it, best coaching job for Coach Rathbone in his career, potentially?
Yeah. Well, you know, the thing that I think is neat is they've always suffered with, it seems like the last 3 years, they've always had injuries. And I think this is a depth thing, and then also, they've just, I don't know. They've really handled the injuries better this year.
We talk about that it factor. Ravenwood has it when they walk out there. They don't think they're going to get beat. I think Page is kind of molded into that. You could see that, man. You could see that the other night when I walked in the field. They were like, okay, Summit won this region last year. Good for you. You're not winning this year. There was no doubt in their minds from the opening kickoff they were going to win this game.
And I thought they would win, but I didn't think they'd win 31-7.
It's pretty head-scratching, to be honest. Fairview 49, Greenbrier 10. Nothing here that's shocking. You call this captain of the boat race action, 49-10, Greenbrier.
We need to start calling Coach Hughes Captain Hughes.
Captain Hughes. What do you know about this game?
Broken record. Brock Harris, 11 for 13, 188 yards, 4 touchdowns. Now, this was neat. We all know about Cam Harris-Lusk. Blake Russell, 93 receiving yards, 3 of Brock Harris's 4 touchdowns. Cam Harris-Lusk, 5 for 82 and a touchdown, 56 rush yards and a touchdown. 18 total touchdowns for the year so far, Coach.
We love you, Fairview. Keep it going. We're going to keep it short in this segment so we can get the rest. But you know what's what we've done all year? It's not that we don't dislike you, do not like you, Coach Hughes, but I'm superstitious, so we're going to stick with that. Father Ryan, Ravenwood 35-14. This makes me extremely happy. Good win for Coach Daniels and the Raptors. Bounce back after that flip over the shoulder trick play last year that they got beat on last second play. Wasn't close. Raptor fast.
Well, if for anyone who wondered, is there a hangover from last year? First play, Garcia, 64-yard pass to Andrew Mason.
And it was on the money.
Hit him in stride. Couldn't have been thrown any better. That poor DB, they put him out there on an island with him. He stood no chance. You might as well had me out there. And
that's saying something.
I think they set the tone. I think they set the tone right there. And then Mason had a kickoff return for a touchdown. You know, they just here would be the scary thing. Coach Daniels says we still haven't played a full 4-quarter game yet. Whew. Battle of the Woods Part 2 is going to be fun.
How remarkable is that going to be? And I believe the way it's going to work out, if it holds true, seedings holds true from this point forward, Brentwood would host that because they're going to end up winning Region 6-6A. Still some work to be done. Independence has some things to say about that.
Hey, real quick before we go, because we talk about the offensive guys so much. Brian Rice, defensive end for the Raptors. 3 sacks, blocked a punt, 55-yard fumble return. Strong.
Defensive touchdowns. Big time. They also have some players getting a lot of looks, Power 5 conferences. We'll talk about that later. All right, here we go. Let's get to it. Battle of Franklin. This is going to be a doozy. You better get there early. We're not even going to make a prediction because we're going to be there for WCS game day. But give us a little snapshot. Who has the edge coming into this game?
I think if it gets over 30, you got to think that the edge goes to Centennial.
Absolutely. It doesn't ever get there.
Oh.
Brentwood, Independence.
Foreshadowing?
You can book this. This will definitely be over that point total. 5-1, 3-0, 2-3, 1-1 coming in. Jekyll and Hyde. Which Independence team shows up?
That's the key right there.
I'm afraid it's not enough.
Who's going to play quarterback? Are they both going to play quarterback?
That's right, because now you're looking at
Cash
been playing the last 2 weeks.
Cisco. Yeah.
Cisco back from injury.
Oh, and what did Cash do his last game? Threw for over 340 yards.
I think the defense, Tank Star and the defense of the Bruins, calls, I'm going to make a prediction, calls him to go Cisco for the more mobile quarterback. If he doesn't succeed early, you'll see Cash potentially second part of the game. What's your prediction? Pundits like this, by the way, plus 11 for the Bruins.
I think Brentwood. I've said all along, I think Brentwood wins the region.
I have to agree that Brentwood is, but you never know as long as T.J. Sheffield's on the field. Ravenwood, Dixon.
Come on. Captain Daniels. Captain Dirty Dan.
Anybody that loses 37-7 on their homecoming, I mean, it just does not bode well for the Dixon Cougars. Page 5-1, Lincoln County 2-3.
Patriots go to 6-1.
Big time, 6-1. I need to check the record books. Last time, Page Patriots started this year. Started the year at 6-1. Summit 3-3. It is the Mentor versus the Mentee versus Franklin County. Wing T. You better get there early because this game will be over in about 27 minutes. Franklin County's 4-2 right now.
They throw it more than you think. They got a quarterback named Neeland Jean.
Yeah, he throws it 7 times to Summit's 5.
Dual threat quarterback.
Who wins this game?
I think Coach Coleman rallies the troops and they get back on the winning track. Hey, Destin Wade played better last week. Doesn't look like it. You know, you talked about he had a freshman hiccup, but played better passing. Summit wins, but it's close.
Defining moment for the Sparties. This is a defining moment.
Can you even make yourself pick them?
Old Sparty. Pick who?
Franklin County.
Absolutely not. Old Sparty rolls. Defining moment. Spartans get back on the horse. Fairview 5-1 at Sycamore 3-3. Captain Chris Hughes.
No. Fairview wins. Nardozzi has a big night on the ground. Cam Harris-Gluss gets to 20 touchdowns, but it is not a boat race.
Nolensville at Tullahoma. This is a good one. Region 4 4A championship possibilities.
Man, I'm on the night train, brother.
Nolo, let's go. Get it going. How do we always run out of time? Awesome show, brother. Thanks for joining us at Sports Connection. We'll see you next week, Week 8.